Welcome back to the news desk, everybody. As always, I'm your host, Dirt, and I don't know if you've heard of this little franchise. They call it the Transformers. Well, if you are familiar with it, you're probably familiar with Don Figueroa. Now, he was one of the artists on the comic book working at Dreamwave and IDW on a number of Transformers books. He also worked for Hasbro doing toy sculpt designs. Well, nowadays, he's starting his own venture. It's called ARMARAUDERS. It's going to be an online comic, a motion comic, a traditional comic, and a toy line featuring giant mechs and highly articulated figures. And today on the news desk, we're going to take a special look. ARMARAUDERS, the last battalion, a prelude to war. The people of Earth had become a hazard unto themselves. The population levels outpaced the food supply. Precious resources had been spent, and their planet's environment was fouled to dangerous levels. Many nations were eyeing neighboring lands with conquest in mind, and a vicious global war seemed inevitable. Like an all-too-convenient prayer, the Runurians came. Although their starships arrived at Earth as broken hulks with the scars of battle, the technology they represented was far beyond that of humankind. A species of pacifists, the Runurians, aka Runics, arrived in the name of peace, but also with a warning: the Wasters were coming. Now you may be wondering, how exactly is all of this going to work out? And basically it breaks down like this. There's an online web comic that you can read right now. It'll be released in different sections, and as each section is completed, it gets converted into a motion comic, if you prefer motion comics. Then, once all of that is completed, the toy line will appear. When the toy line comes out, the comics will be published in a physical form and boxed with the toys. Now, the motion comic will have expanded battles and things that you don't get in the regular online comic, and the printed comic will have new covers, additional artwork, maybe some background pieces, and you can find all that extra stuff in the actual published comic. So each format is going to have something a little special. But I know you're not here to talk about the comics, you want to hear about the toys. So let's take a look. Now, so far there's only one toy that's been announced, and that is the Full Gear Bellerophon Cams Special. Now, this mech is 10.5 inches tall and comes with a 1.7-inch pilot. Now, there's no articulation details on the pilot, but you can see in some of these photos, he can move around pretty well. As far as the mech goes, he's got 66 points of articulation, and he comes with different weapons, armor, and different devices that you can use in order to customize him to fit your needs. On top of that, they will be releasing a Pegasus drone add-on pack in the future, which will add the jetpack flying ability to turn him into all sorts of different mechs on top of that. This is just one figure with no announced price, but this is the start of his new line of mechs. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that special look at ARMARAUDERS. Looks like it's going to be a lot of awesomeness wrapped up into one neat package. Now, don't forget, you can always leave us a voicemail by calling area code 217-953-4025. You can also send me an email. It's dirt@popculturenetwork.com. And as always, don't forget, you can come to popculturenetwork.com and join the forums, meet a whole bunch of new friends, have some great conversations, and a whole bunch of whatnot. And it's usually the whatnot that keeps you around. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.